Me llamo Aya.
Me llamo Alex.
Me llamo Charlie.
Y nosotros tenemos unidad 1-2. Primero, vocabulario. For this lesson, there was the vacation activities, and first word, acampar, which means to camp. They both sound very similar, but for a memory device, think of like someone like party loves to camp, and then like a picture of like a tent and like camping equipment.
You can pretend you're making marshmallows, like.
Yeah.
And then then you can eat them.
Yeah, and then
Okay.
that's what you do on a camping trip.
And then our second word is dar una caminata or caminita, and this means to hike. And we had a memory device that was caminar, to walk, or you can walk or run as you hike.
Because caminar means to walk, and then if like for kinesthetic people, if you guys want to get up and like pretend to like hike, so dar una caminata.
You could pretend you have a walking stick too if you really want to.
And then we have a video of basically like what not to do on a hike. Just click next. Just click next. Like on that.
Oh. Here, from the other way.
That's like falling on a hike. That's like something to remember.
Alright, for our next word is estar de vacaciones, which means to be on vacation, and our memory device for that is Esther's calendar was vacant, so she went on vacation, and we did a picture of a family packing up their car and going on vacation.
So it's like vacate, like empty. So if someone's calendar is empty, it's a good like time to go on vacation. So that's a good way to remember. And hacer una excursión, which means to go on a day trip. And our memory device was like you don't have any excuse to not go. And like I don't know if you like I just personally I don't really like going on big trips with my family, but like if I don't have any excuse then I have to go. And
Okay, the next word was mandar tarjetas postales, and this is to send postcards. And for memory device, we said Mandy sent postcards with suits on them, and we can also kind of do kinesthetic, where you just
like
pretend like
send,
you're handing, or you can go.
like sending postcards.
So you're sending it. Okay, that's like.
Okay, for our next word we did montar a caballo, which means to ride a horse, and our memory device for that is I want to take a cab, not ride a horse.
To
And
caballo. So you
and
can
we have
think because
video
they're both
and a
modes of
picture.
transportation.
You guys can do this.
Well then.
Pescar, which means to fish. And then I remember the advice was that you have to look for a car when you cross the street to go fishing.
And for kinesthetic, you can just pretend like
Yeah.
you're throwing the
And
rod.
that's shown in our video, which so you'll see the guy
You can see the guy.
when he's fishing. So for kinesthetic people, that is a good memory device.
Prepare for injury call right up here and resist. Nice.
That's a big fish.
Pushing a 3-pounder right there. What you know? Good looking fish. Let's go 2 for 2 on it. Hurry.
Okay, and then our next Our next word was el tiempo libre, which is free time. And for a memory device, we said I feel liberated when I have free time in the hot temperature.
So like in the summer you have free time, and you can remember like tiempo, temperature, summer is hot. So that could help you remember the word.
Our next word is tomar fotos, which means to take photos. And for our memory device, we did Tom takes photos for like tomar.
And for like all these words, like if you are having trouble like remembering them, it is a good way like for Piscar, like we said before, like the like the motions and whatnot. And like so if you are like having trouble just like remembering these words, these are good things to use. And then last one, turista, which means tourist, and like the tour is amazing. So I mean they are cognates, but like you can just like relate the two words. It's good to remember.
Our next word was ver las atracciones, which means to go sightseeing. And I said, for the memory device, I said Alice is very attractive, so he went sightseeing with her. And basically, something that you can think of like this is if you want to think of sightseeing, because like attraction, you go, wow, wow. And that could be a memory device or kinesthetic.
Alright, our next word is visitar un museo, which means to visit a museum, and our memory device for that is Heyo the mouse is visiting the museum.
Hale's video?
Heyo. I don't know who says that, but you know.
It's a good
Charlie,
word.
you should be kidding.
Something that
Heyo.
it's memorable.
Alright.
Hello.
You can skip a little bit.
Where did you hear that?
Oh my gosh. This is just going to show you like people visiting the museum. It's pretty fancy museum. Alright, we're next.
Auntie Ayer, the day before yesterday, my auntie Erin said hi to me 2 days ago. And it's also because you know most like ayer means yesterday, so ante like and we know antes means before, so just putting the two words together means the day before yesterday.
Okay, our next word is el año pasado, which means last year. And for our memory device, we said another car passed last year.
And also just for like the two words, like for kinesthetic people, if you just like do like in the past, that's also a good way to remember it. Also, yeah, like remember how we used to do for the preterite, like present, or like started in the past, happened in the past. Just like I feel like that is also a good way to remember it because these like both of these words means things in the past.
And in the words with pasado,
And
you can kind of just also use like hand motions to see passing.
Yeah.
Like if you go your right hand, it goes past your left hand. That's kind of like passing.
So that's like yeah. So you're passing with the last year, last month, the day before yesterday. They're all very similar. Yeah.
And for the last word on the slide, el mes pasado, which is last month, and our memory device for that is to pass the time last month I messed up hair.
Okay.
Yep.
And then this again goes with the same theme as last slide, last semana pasada, last week. So Sima, when the past week I ate cookies. It's a funny way to remember it. And then
Okay, and the next word is el alojamiento, which means lodging. And for a memory device, we said hello, ha, me in a lodge. And
or like when you come into like a hotel, like aloha, like hi. It's like oh I'm like entering, yeah, because like lodging like a hotel, a place to stay. And then
Video?
I mean yeah.
I love all the hidden Mickey things and all of the cute little Disney right here. Just for extra storage, I guess. We don't really need them. We have a mirror, there's me, and then this little table thing. So we're gonna go into the first room right here and use a closet for storage. The bathroom is in.
Alright, for our next word is el ascensor, which is elevator, and our memory device for that is there is no sensor in the elevator. Or there is a sensor.
Because elevators do have sensors, that's how you
yeah, they're always watching.
yeah. And then la habitación, hotel room, and memory device, it's a habit to keep the AC on in my hotel room. And yeah, so I think like a lot of people have like different habits that they do when they're traveling. So hotel room, that's a good thing.
La habitación doble means double room, and for memory device, you said it is a habit to keep the AC on in my double room, and
Same thing.
it's basically the same thing as the other one.
And one
So in the
So
same
these
one.
are all very like similar rooms. So just, I mean, if you remember that la habitación means hotel room, then you could like tell that like doble would be double hotel, like the double room, and then individual would be single room, because that's for like one
Yeah,
person.
double and individual are pretty much cognates. So
Yeah, and then for the last word, it's la habitación individual, which is single room, and as an individual, it is a habit to keep the AC on in my single room.
Hacer or tener una reservación, which means to make or to have a reservation. Like Sarah has 10 reservations. Just think of someone like having like numerous reservations for like tener or hacer, because they're similar. Just either to make or to have.
and the next word is el hostel, and this is basically a hostel or an inn. And for memory device, you said the hotel staff was hostile.
Oh, no.
So hostile. Hostile.
Yeah, so some hotels have it.
Yeah, and for our next word, el hotel, which is hotel. It's kind of
Or
self-explanatory.
if
In our
it was
memory
hot in
device
the
for that.
hotel. You don't have the AC on, it's hot. Okay. And then la llave, which means key. Like I lived with my mom, and then I remember I forget the key, and I do this all the time. Like llave, that's how I remember it, because I'd be walking out, and then I'd leave my mom by, and then I'm like, wait, no, I forgot my key, I need to go back.
And if you want a memory device, you can just pretend that you're sticking a key
Yeah.
inside the cable and just turning it. So. Alright, and then our next word is la recepción, and this means reception desk. And for our memory device, we said I had phone reception at the reception desk.
Okay, for the first word, el recuerdo, which means souvenir, and our memory device for that is there is a record of all the souvenirs you got.
And also that souvenirs are like a good way to keep for like memories and whatnot. So if you're recording,
Yeah, you can kind of correlate it with the word memorias.
yeah. And then la tarjeta postal, which means postcard. Jetta loves putting her postcard. It's just like another funny way to remember it. Or also like the other memory device that we had is that like just because basically postcards can have anything on it, and like the one with the one where you send postcards, you can also have like the same memory device.
And next word is bello, which is beautiful and nice. And for the memory device, you said belle is beautiful. And for kinesthetic, you can just think of yourselves because you're all beautiful people.
And by Belle, we're talking about also like the Beauty and the Beast from Disney. So that's like, because you know, Beauty and the Beast.
Okay, for the next word, we did caro, which means expensive, and for the memory device for that, my car was expensive, and for like kinesthetic, you could like that, I guess.
And then demasiado means too much. Then the mass of my body is too much, and Alex has a video.
For this video, we have a beautiful video to represent too much. Can you skip like halfway through? Okay, we're good. Just skip when they start fighting. Obviously, super best message is way too Okay, our next word is me gustaría, which means I would like. And for our memory device, we say Gus would like an apple. And if you wanna like think of a kinesthetic, you can just like rub your stomach because it's so good.
Yeah, because we gustar, like that's one of the first verbs we ever learned, which means to like, and then adding the and we add like the wood at the beginning. So I would like.
Alright, for the next word we did, podría ver, which means could I see or look at. And for the memory device for that, we did I would like to see the pod. And it's like podría pod.
Yeah, a tripod. And then K, which means how. Like, how was Joe okay with this? Like, because like that's like an exclamation point. Like you're asking like, how was he okay? Like K and how.
And our next word is que bello, which means how beautiful. And we're talking about Princess Belle again from Disney.
Comedian. Yeah.
And for the next word, que caro, which means how expensive, and the car was expensive. You can do the same hand motion. Or
So yeah, these are all like basically the same
So
things,
money.
but now they're like expressions. So you're adding K and an exclamation point to like express like how
So for K,
expensive or beautiful something
for everything for K, you can go like this.
So K and then yeah.
K, and that's something.
El dinero en efectivo, which means cash, and like you need cash to effectively pay for something. So that relates.
And then for our next word, we had el mercado al aire libre, which means open air market. And for memory device, we said the liberated merchant is working in the open air market.
And for the next word, we did regatear, which means to bargain. And for the memory device for that, we did I shed a tear if or a tear. It's too early. I shed a tear if I don't get a good bargain, and we have a video.
We have a video of like opposite bargaining. This is basically how not to bargain. So yeah.
I was trying to see if I can pay, like I want to get the salad, but I don't want to pay $4.50.
Okay.
So I was trying to offer $25 instead.
$25 instead of $4.50.
Yeah.
You're saying you want to give us $25 for a salad?
Yeah.
Why is that?
Well, it looks good. I was just trying to get a good deal for me.
That's not a good deal though. If you're paying $25, we only charge $4.50 or $4.95.
Right, but I know like prices are like negotiable usually, so I was trying to.
I know. I don't feel comfortable charging you $25 for.
Well, I mean it's my money.
I mean, we can charge regular price and we can put the rest in the tip jar if you like.
Well, I really wanted to pay $25 for the salad.
Okay. Yeah, we can do that if you like.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. $15 sound better? $15 for the 8 count?
Well, I can still do 10.
Well, it doesn't. I think 15 would work a little better, or I could go to 20 if you want. $20.
Are you sure?
Would that be okay with you guys?
Yeah.
I want
It's
this
like
money.
pretty-
Where's it coming from?
It's been a prank, like the opposite bargaining.
Don't try that at home. Don't try this at home, kids.
Um,
Okay, our next word was la tarjeta de crédito, and this is a credit card. And for a memory device, we said I use my credit card to pay for my traje suit.
Alright, for the next word, we did le dejo en. I'll give you to you for. And for the memory device, we did Leo will give it to you. Diego, give it to you, Diego, for $5.
So moving on to gifts and souvenirs, El Anillo means ring. He bought a ring for like her anniversary, for the anniversary, and you can like that's a good way to remember it because people get married with like the rings, and then starts with AN, and then that's like the anniversary.
And obviously, you can also think of your ring finger when you're thinking of anillo, or if you want a more word-related memory device, you could think of a knee.
And
Like just
also,
putting a ring.
at the end, anillo ends in an O, and the O does look like a ring itself. So that's a good way that I use it.
And then our next word is el arete, which is an earring. And for memory device, you said the earring is artistic, and you can obviously also touch your ear because that's where earrings go.
Our next word is las artesanas, which means handcrafts. And for the memory device for that, we did the artisan made the handcrafts. And like for like a motion or something, you can like act like you're like molding like clay or something like that.
Yeah. And el collar, which means necklace. He wore like like a collared shirt because they both go around your neck.
And you can also think of having like your neck for a collar. And then our next word is las ollas, which is jewelry, and for our memory device, we said Jews bring joy to people.
Jewels. Oh
It
wait,
says
oh,
Jews.
I mistyped that. Well, I mean, it's the same thing.
Thank you very
So basically that was our vocabulary section, and I think using these memory devices is a lot better than just sitting there and reading from a book, and I think it would be beneficial to all of you guys.
Yeah, just imagine where your grades would go if you listened to us and used our memory devices. You could go from being an F student to an A student in the matter of like 1 week if you just sit here and use memory devices instead of staring at the book. Okay, next section.
Grammatica.
They both bring joy, I guess.
Oh my god, that was too Okay, so the preterite of AR verbs is our first grammar part. And for yo, it's tú, haste, él, ella, usted, o nosotros, or nosotros is amos, and then vosotros and vosotras is estéis, and ellos, ustedes is eran. And for this you can think of haste, o, amos, hastes, aron.
So I want you guys to repeat, yeah.
You guys repeat.
Amos, haces, anos.
Again, very
Everyone.
enthusiastic. We need some energy in the audience here. Can you people come on? Repeat it. Go. Everyone. We're not moving on until everyone does it. Go again. One more time.
Last time, you guys.
Okay.
Good job, guys. Good job.
Thank you.
The nosotros ending in the preterite is the same as in the present. So you must look for the sentence clues to help determine whether the verb is in the past or the present tense. For example, we have the word or the sentence acampamos anoche en el parque, which means we camped last night in the park. Because of the word anoche, it indicates that the amos from nosotros is going to be in the past.
Yeah. So
Okay, and then for this we have a wonderful video that can also help you remember how
how the endings go.
endings go. Peter, Peter,
No, you gotta go back.
what did you do?
I have to go through all the slides again. Come on, man. Someone else want to
Just click
No, just keep pushing now.
Put the N one.
George,
Alright, Ben, you're taking his job. Switch.
What?
I'm happy to go that.
No.
Just one.
Oh, Peter.
Click on the bottom click.
Peter.
Peter, get off.
The one on, just click on the
Leave.
bottom then. Or move it, so
my god.
drag it up.
Yo, this is Peter's fault.
And then
This
go
is
down.
Peter's.
Nobody can grab it. Okay. Sorry about that.
Wake up in the morning, conjugate a verb. That I know cards in my pencil, gonna ace this test. Before I leave, brush my teeth with a bottle of salsa. If we study real hard, we'll know this preterite tense. I'm talking A, I say O, vamos, I say aro. That's the conjugations of AR verbs. A, I say O, vamos, I say aro. Tick tock, time is up, time to conjugate AR verbs tonight. I'm a fight to learn this past tense. Tick tock, time is up, but the Spanish don't stop. No, A, I say almost I say alright. Time is up, time to conjugate AR verbs tonight.
You guys want to
So this is easier for you to remember than saying like A, I say O,
I
like
don't
singing it in a
Yeah,
song.
Yeah, just
it's
imagine.
so irritating that it'll be burned into your memory.
Yeah, basically. And I mean, this was a very popular song before, so it is like, so it's easy to remember.
So I'm sure all of you know the tune.
Both songs were good.
So now I know when you go home you're gonna just start singing it.
Alright, next slide.
You are hating us for playing it.
So the next part is the cultura. For this lesson, it was Costa Rica, and one of the things that talked about were the aguas termales, which means hot springs, and it's one of the things that can go to nature in Costa Rica. And the other thing it talked about was the active volcano in a river, and it was a video that shows the hot springs.
Amplias piscinas y numerosos bares acuáticos.
Okay, and then the next part of the culture is the national parks, and there are two main national parks that we're talking about in the culture, and the first one is Al Parque Nacional Volcán Rincón de la Vieja in Costa Rica, and what they have is they have an active volcano. They also have Las Cataratas. They have Las Aguas Termales, which are hot springs as well. And the next thing is what can you see at the park? And at the park, this is mainly in terms of animals. You can see monkeys, iguanas, and parrots. And the next park they talked about was El Parque Nacional Torres del Paine in Chile. And Paine. Okay, and then at the park, they have volcanoes, glaciers, rivers, and lakes. And what can you do at the park? You can camp, you can fish, you can ride your bike, and what can you see at the park? You can see llamas, condors, and pumas.
Alright, so this is another a painter in Costa Rica. Her name is Jeanette Carvero, and she basically paints pictures of like families. And then the picture in the book, there was a picture of a family with like the guy holding a radio, the mother holding one of her daughters, and then the other daughter was holding a book. And it just like shows like a typical day of a Costa Rican in a Costa Rican family. And this is the picture that was shown in the book. The other picture is just another picture that she drew.
Okay, for the last part of the culture, it basically talked about vacations, and it said that Costa Rica, it's warm all year round, so people mainly go like to Costa Rica during the winter, so they can get some sunlight and like warmth. And then with Chile, it's cold usually, and people tend to go snowboarding and skiing a lot, and yeah, in the mountains. And we have a few videos.
So the first one is Costa Rica, which I already said, it's like the hot weather.
Yeah, basically. Speak for like more.
Obviously, it's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Cool place.
Yeah, and then we have some pictures.
And then that's it on the work side.
Just imagine going on vacation to any of these places. Yeah, great.
Awesome. Thanks for your time.
Great job.